Hello guys, Rob here, Team Force Judgment. I am just going to be showing you guys a quick deck profile of a Frost and Flame Dragon deck. That's right, a Frost and Flame Dragon deck. Excuse me. As some of you may know, your dual channel, I think, or your Yu-Gi-Oh dual channel, or something like that. Yu-Gi-Oh dual channel. I'm not sure. But yeah, he posted a deck list of a Frost and Flame Dragon deck, and I just wanted to post my version of the deck or how I would run the deck. Um, I liked his deck list. For mine, I'd make a few changes though. I run an equal amount of water and fire, which can be bad at times, but I tend to get a lot more waters into the graveyard quickly. So let me just show you the deck. Deck runs 3 volcanic shells. These are good for discarding. You need to discard for Fishborg, and you can use it to discard for quick draw, so very good. Flameville Firedog, 2 Flameville Magician, that's your synchros. You usually just use these 2 synchro into a Stardust Dragon. I'll tell you why in a little bit. Snowman Eater, you can use this and your Flameville Magician to go into a Gun Gear, so that's very good. Then you have Treeborn Frogs, these are good for your tribute fodder, and you use these with your Fishborg to go into Formula Synchron. You then have 3 Swap Frogs to get out the Treeborns and the additional Ronin Tonin, and you also have a Fishborg, a single Fishborg. Um, the way I usually get this out is via Foolish Burial, or I can discard it for Swap Frogs effect, or for Quick Draw, or by I can card destruction for it. Because as many people do not know, or it seems they do not know, you cannot use Swap Frog's effect to send out Fishborg Blaster. He is a fish. Swap Frog can only send out Aquas. You then have 3 Frost and Flame Dragons. You usually will end up removing another Frost and Flame Dragon to get out the second one. Then you have 2 Dandelions. This is good discard fodder for your Fishborg Blaster, as well as you can use these as tribute fodder and synchro fodder for many other things, so they're very good. Quick Draw, you can obviously use combos with Quick Draw and Dandelion. Glow Up Bulb, one of the brokenest cards that came out of Star Strike Blast. I think it's a staple for most decks. This is one of those decks. You have the Treeborns, so you can just go Treeborn and Glow Up Bulb into a formula. 1 Sangan, not very important to talk about. 3 Caius, and 1 Light and Darkness. This is your Monarch lineup, and in my opinion, it's very good for this deck. 3 Caius, that's pretty basic, and you're usually going to be able to use Caius to synchro into an 8-star with Formula Synchron, so that's also a very good reason to run him. Then you have your Light and Darkness Dragon. Uh, Negates a lot of things, makes your opponent waste their resources, so I like it a lot. Reborn, Dark Hole, Card Destruct, Foolish Burial, and Cold Wave are all staple cards. I'm not going to talk about them, but Salvage. Salvage is a card that you use to get back your Snowman Eaters, or your Swap Frogs, or possibly your Frost and Flame Dragons. So it's very good in this deck. It works very well with the card destruction, so Salvage is very good. 1 Rekindling. I only use 1. I feel that any more than that is a little bit overkill. You don't really need more than 1. You're not going to be synchroing into many 8-stars, so 1 is very good. It's enough. Pot of Avarice. This is going to let you recycle all of your formula synchrons and your 8-stars that you use to synchro with. So Pot of Avarice is a very useful card in this deck. Then you have the Treacherous Trap Hole, the only trap card in the deck. Um, if you have a deck like this that doesn't really play any trap cards, but there's an extra slot, or you don't really know what to run, or you can't really decide on something, Treacherous is a perfect choice. It's always going to be a +1 whenever you use it. Just one of my favorite cards right now for decks that don't use many traps. Just 1 Treacherous, and usually it can take care of big monsters that your opponent has out. Stuff like Stardust you can already get rid of, but this is going to help take care of stuff like let's say Colossal Fighter, Goyo, that kind of thing. Side decking, you're siding 2 MSTs, 2 Thunder Kings, 3 Rekos, a Hamster, an Extermination, 2 Crossouts, a Veiler, a Mobius, a Gores, and a Consecrated Light. These are pretty much all going to be sided in the Gravekeeper matchup, besides possibly Nobleman of Extermination and Gores, maybe an Effect Veiler. No, not Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is very good against Descendant. So yeah, you pretty much side deck to get around the Gravekeeper matchup, and that's what helps to make this deck more competitive, because Gravekeepers, to be honest with you, wreck this deck until you side. Um, the only good thing is you're always going to have the Treeborns coming back, and you're probably going to be able to prolong your death for a while by that. You then have one Shooting Star Dragon. It's very good in this deck. Shooting Star is very easy to get out in this deck via Flame Veils and via Formula Synchron, which you get out almost every turn. You then have one Stardust Dragon. It's also very good in this deck. One Scrap Dragon, one Colossal Fighter, one Gungear. Gungear is easy to get out, and usually you can pitch stuff like, let's say, a Treeborn and a Volcanic Shell. You then have a Junk Archer, a Black Rose, a Drill Warrior, a Brionac, a Goyo, an Ally of Justice Catastor, an Armory Arm, and 3 Formula Synchrons. Hope you like the deck. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thumbs up the video. Make sure you're going to subscribe though, because I will be having decks coming out in the next 3 weeks. Probably going to have about 6 more decks coming out, and they're going to be decks similar to this, and there's going to be meta decks. So if you like interesting, good, fun new decks that run kind of tech cards, or if you like competitive decks, make sure to click that subscribe button, because I'm going to be having a lot of decks coming up soon. So thank you guys for watching. This is Team Forged Team Forced Judgment signing out.